Please be seated, everyone. Don't you go. Ladies and gentlemen and friends, but especially family, on behalf of the bride and groom, Danny and Theresa, thank you for being here with us this afternoon and for joining us for, well, a union that is truly to be a first, last, one lasting forever. Daniel, Theresa, the law in Arizona requires, regardless of who you ask to perform your ceremony, whether it be Uncle Dick, or a member of the clergy, a rabbi, a minister, a parson, a preacher, or a priest, that before we may proceed with our ceremonies, we must first inquire as to the freeness, the voluntariness of the parties present. So before I proceed, there are but two questions that I have of you. The first is, Danny and Theresa, have you come here freely and without reservation to give yourselves to each other in marriage? And will you honor, will you love each other as husband and wife forever? The first thing that I did, and meeting some of you here for the first time in my life, and certainly one thing that I did in reacquainting myself with those of you who I am fortunate enough to call my friends, my family, is I offered myself to you in a sign of friendship. We shook hands, and there were a good many embraces and kisses accompanying those shaking or joining of hands. Danny and Theresa, in the same spirit of friendship, I would like for you to join your hands and declare your consent before me as your friend rather, but particularly before the people who stand up for you today, this afternoon, people who no doubt are your friends, but people who you too certainly are fortunate enough to call your family, your mothers and your fathers. So if you would please join hands. Now, why this? The reason, really, that I asked you to join hands, again, is a very simple one. You know, we've all known people who were married, and for whatever thousands of reasons, well, their marriages didn't work out the way that they and we and, well, everyone had originally planned. Although I don't think the love has ever left my marriage, I firmly believe that what has kept us together, my wife and me, especially through some of the more difficult times, and believe me, you'll experience those difficult times, is the fact that that lady who I took as my wife has always been, continues to be the best friend that I've ever had. It is my hope, Daniel and Theresa, that if you forget everything else that I share with you today, that you do not forget this one thing. A man and a woman must not only fall in love, but it's my firm belief that they must also fall in light with one another. It is my hope that if not already, that you fall in light with one another and become the best friends you have ever known. It is the friendship that will pull you through the rough times, even if the love never leaves. It is the friendship that will keep you together. Daniel Colin Wilson, do you take Theresa Michelle Ortiz to be your lawful wedded wife, to have and to hold in riches and in poverty, in sickness and in health, to honor, cherish, and keep forever?
I do.
And do you, Theresa Michelle Ortiz, take Daniel Colin Wilson to be your lawful wedded husband, to have and to hold in riches and in health, riches and in poverty, in sickness and in health, to honor, to cherish, and keep forever? Well, I never use the words till death do you part, or for as long as you both shall live. It really kind of conveys a rather sad message. It conveys a message that at some point in time, this relationship will come to an end. Well, I don't believe that. And it's not really in keeping with what you are about to share. And that is an exchange of rings that are the eternal symbols. See, our custom has, for as long as anyone can remember, shown the rings as the eternal symbol, a thing that has no end. And custom and tradition has and will continue to hold that as long as those two people on their wedding day keep the promises, the vows that they've made one to the other, well, that then their relationship will be as their ring, one that will live forever. A long time ago, a ring was a symbol of bondage. No more. It is a symbol of bonding, as woman does with a child, as man does with woman and child and family. You will bond together. The passing of the ring is also a very old and unique tradition to those of us who reside in North America. The ring will be passed again today, beginning with your father and your mother, and beginning with the groom for the bride. Daniel, would you, in taking the ring and placing it upon Theresa's finger, please repeat after me. Tell her, Theresa, I give you this sign of my love.
Theresa, I give you this sign of my love.
An ever-present symbol.
An ever-present symbol.
Of the promises we have made here today.
Of the promises we have made today.
I give you this ring.
I give you this ring.
As I give you my love.
As I give you my love.
And friendship.
And friendship.
Theresa, would you, in taking your ring and placing it upon Danny's finger, repeat those same words after me. And tell him, Danny, I give you this sign of my love.
Danny, I give you this sign of my love.
An ever-present symbol.
An ever-present symbol.
Of the promises we've made here today.
Of the promises we've made here today.
I give you this ring.
I give you this ring.
As I give you my love.
As I give you my love.
My friendship.
My friendship.
One of the worst.
I know what's weighing on your mind, but you can be sure I know my heart. 'Cause I stand beside you through the years. You'll only cry those happy tears, and though I make mistakes, I'll never break your heart. I swear by the moon and the stars in the sky, I'll be there. I swear like a shadow that's by your side, I'll be there. For better or worse, till death do us part, I'll love you with every beat of my heart. I swear.
The meaning behind the lighting of the candle is the joining of two spirits into one, and certainly befitting what I would like to share with both of you now. What is known as the Apache blessing is something that is, well, ancient in the sense that the blessing was translated from the old Apache tongue into Spanish by the Jesuit priests visiting that part of the country, now known as the Southwest. Translated again from Spanish into English, and, well, not so much a blessing as it is a very ancient but gentle way of putting into words what marriage is all about, particularly befitting following the lighting of your candle. And it goes, Daniel and Theresa, now you will feel no rain, for each of you will be shelter to the other. And now you will feel no cold, for each of you will be warmth to the other. Now there will be no loneliness, for each of you shall be companion to the other. For now you are two bodies, but there is only one life between you. So go now to your dwelling place to enter into the days of your togetherness, and may your days be long upon this earth. That was tough getting out. You know, after spending good quality time with those that we call our friends and our family, there always seems a bittersweet moment when we have to say goodbye, hopefully for just a little while before we can reunite for more good quality time together. And in doing that over the years, we've always managed to couple our goodbyes with things that are, well, rather special. We say things like, goodbye, have a nice day, or have a great weekend, or 4th of July, or Christmas season, or whatever. Well, from all of us here, Daniel, Theresa, to the two of you, not so much goodbye, but have a nice forever. And with that, and by virtue of the authority vested in me, your friend, your family. The laws of the state of Arizona are not only very Catholic, but I also very proudly pronounce you husband, wife, mothers, and brothers. Now, while these two kiss each other for the first time as husband and wife, of course, may I be the first to introduce to all of you here Mr. and Mrs. Daniel Wilson.